Add unlike fractions will need those skills, so we're going to practice them as review. So we've already covered them once at least in class, but we're going to hit them again for review to make sure they're fresh on our mind. Today we'll be doing centers, so we're going to have 5 centers. The first center is going to be the computer center. At the computer center, you will need your notes and a pencil. The directions are on there. You're going to log on to the internet. Then you're going to go to mathisfun.com. There's a website address there that you'll put in. So right up here on the thing, there's a website address that you'll be able to see when you get over here. You're going to read through the webpage. It's going to reteach you guys how to do the least common multiple. After that, you're going to do the 10 practice problems on the computer to see how they go. If someone at your station needs help, ask someone else at your station. So you need to ask 3 people at the computer station for help before you come and ask me for anything. The next station is going to be the introduction station, where we're talking with me about adding unlike fractions. So we'll work together. I'll do a couple examples, then you'll work with me to do a couple examples. When you get finished with my station, we're going to be moving on to an independent practice station, which is math station number 3. So over here at this station, you will need your notes, a pencil, a worksheet, multiplication chart. You'll have a worksheet here that you can use. There are 12 problems. Just work through as many as you can, and everything else we'll work for as homework, and we'll turn it back in tomorrow. If you need help or questions, you should consult your notes. By the time you get to the station, you should have several guided notes on top of your notes that you'll consult. Otherwise, ask a partner. If after 3 people in your group that you've asked, if you still don't understand, then you need to come to Mrs. Salio or myself, and we will help you. That's fine. The next station is where your portfolios come in. So you're into the 5th grade, you have to do your portfolio. Over here are the materials you need, your final draft of your portfolio for math, and yourself. The directions are there. You can read them and figure it out. We've done it before. The final station, number 5, is multiplication practice. You'll have flashcards. When you get the flashcards, one person in your group is going to start off by reading out 10 flashcards. When I read out a flashcard, let's say we have 8 times 5. I'll show the 8 times 5. Everyone in this group, or everyone else is on there, has a sheet of paper. They have to write 8 times 5, and they have to solve it on paper. The first person to solve it on paper will get the point. At the end of the 10 questions, the student that has the most points gets to read the next 10 cards. So they get to switch places, and then they get to read the cards. Okay, so for math station number 1, we're going to be at the computers. What are you going to do when you first get there? Who can tell me? When we get to the computer station, Kanae, what are we going to do?
Go to a math site.
Okay, and on that math site, who can remember what we're working on? What review skill? Chastity.
Adding unlike fractions.
Okay, so we're working on skills for adding unlike fractions. Over here, we're going to be working on the skill for least common multiples. So least common multiple skills will be used over there. Who can tell me what we're going to be doing with me? Over there. What are we learning today? What's our objective today?
The intro for math.
What's our objective? Huh? Yeah. So what are we going to be doing with me over there?
Adding unlike fractions.
No, we're going to add some unlike fractions. Once we get done adding unlike fractions, you'll have chance to practice by yourself unlike fractions in station 3. Station 4 is portfolio practice. Station 5 is flashcards. What questions do we have?
No questions.
So when I say when I get us into groups, we're all going to be fine?
Yes.
Okay, if you do have a question once you get to the station, who should you ask first, me or your group mates?
Your group mates first, and then if you don't know, yeah, I can tell you.
Okay, and if Mrs. Salio can't help you, you can come to me then. Okay, so ask 3 people first, then Mrs. Salio, then me. So I think that's multiples of 6, because you're going to be asking. Think about it. Okay. Alex, what's 6 times 1? We have enough multiples of 3, so we're going to go to multiples of 6. 6 times 1.
Your turn.
Good job. Very good. 6 times 2, Jenny. Okay. Oh, I see stuff I don't even need to continue. I've got my list here, my list here. Circle up one of the numbers that's in both lists. 6 in both groups, and we got 12 in both groups. What does that L stand for? What does least mean?
Just least. Like the lowest.
Lowest. So what is the lowest number that's in both?
6.
6, that's our least common multiple. What we do with that information is, that 6 tells us, before we can add 1/3 and 1/6 together, both of these fractions have to have a denominator that's equal to the least common multiple. So what's the least common multiple? That's what our denominator needs to be for both of these. Let's look at our fractions. Dylan. Let's look at these fractions. Is 1/3, does that have a denominator of 6? So we're gonna have to switch 1/3 around. We're gonna have to work with it. So when we work with it, we're gonna have to multiply it by something. What do we need to multiply 3 by to get it to 6? 2. So our multiple is gonna be 2. So we're gonna take that 3, we're gonna multiply it by 2, and what do we end up with? Now, whatever we do to the top, we have to do the bottom. Whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do the top, doesn't matter, either way. So if I take 1, and we also multiply 1 times 2, what do I end up with? 2. So now I have 2 6. Now is that denominator 6? Yeah. So we're good to go. What do we need to do with this to get to 6? Leave it, so let's just bring it down. So now we have 2 6 plus 1 6. Based on our reading, let's go to the second page of this. What does it say we need to do now?
The bottom numbers down to 7.
And what is step 2? So what are the top numbers when you add them together? What do we end up with, Jada? If we add the top numbers together, 2 plus 1, what do we end up with? 3. And then on the bottom, do we add the bottom numbers together? Do we add 6 plus 6 together and get 12? No, that's the most common mistake we make, is the 6 plus 6. We don't, we just keep it like that, which is a 6. We just copy it for the bottom. Right. So we end up with 3 6. Here's what 3 6 looks like if we do a pizza. Is there another fraction that's the same as that, but less pieces? Does that look the same as 1/2? Yeah. So if you were reducing this, you could reduce it down to 1/2. If you're not reducing it, 3 6 is fine. But we found the least common multiple, we did all that. How do we feel? Okay, so Andrew, if I were to give you this problem right here. Let's say 1/8 plus 3/16. Do you feel like you'd be able to get there? Kilana, do you think you can get that one? Okay. When we move to the next station, you guys are going to be your support group. So Alec, do you think you'll be able to do that, or are you going to need a little more support from the group? Which one? By yourself or by some support? The support? Okay, so Alec's going to need some support. So those of you that feel more comfortable need to be able to support Alec. Jaden, do you feel like you're going to need some more support when you go to independent practice? Okay, so you guys are going to need to work with Jaden and Alec. Andrew said he didn't want any support, so he's going to be someone that maybe you can go to for help. Kilana, do you feel like you need support with that, or you have a good idea? Good idea. So you go find the least common multiple, get the denominators the same, and then add it on. Shauna, how you feeling? Think you can do that? Well, let's try it. Go ahead and try doing this one, and let's see where we're at. Yep, and you guys can work together to get the answer. And once we get done with this, I'll leave you guys alone and you can go to independent reading, or independent station after lunch. It's almost lunchtime.
Look at the time.
I know. It went fast, huh? It's because you all were rock stars. And when you're rock stars, it goes by fast. Okay, so we have 16, that's it. So copy it down. 1/8 plus 2/16. 1/8 plus 3/16. That's it? Anytime you want to say it, I'll bring this. I'm sorry, Colin. If you wanna do it that way, yeah, let us list it on the smallest one first, so always start listing it with the smallest. So when you're finding the least common multiple, which is the smaller number, the 8 or the 16? So start listing multiples for 8, so what's the multiples of 8? 8 times 1, 8 times 1 is what?
They got 100%. 8.
Okay, so write it down, so put 8. And 8 times 2 is what? Put 8, so put a comma. But 8 times 2 is 16, now it says, so put a 16. And now I think we can stop there, let's go to 16. What's 16 times 1? Okay, now do we have a number that's in both lists? Which number is it? That is what number is that 16? It's called our least what? Okay, that means we gotta get both, or denominator, depending on your teacher, but Common Core has us use least common denominator. But if you've heard it in the past as least common denominator, that's the same thing. Okay, Adonis, since you're just coming back in, find your group. 8 plus 16, we have to get the denominator to what? 16. What do we need to multiply 8 by, Andrew? Huh? What do we need to multiply? What are we missing there? Well, times what? What are we missing? What are we missing?
What did you do?
8 times what equals 16? So we're going to put that there. 8 times 2 equals 16. What we did to the top, we have to do to the bottom. So that 1/8 becomes what? 16. What's that top? What's the numerator? It's a 2. Yeah, 2 16. Because we multiplied the 8 times 2 to get 16. 8 times 2 is 16. We have to multiply 1 times 2 to get the numerator. So 1 times 2 is 2. So that 1/8 becomes 2 16. What's our final answer? David, what's your final answer? Okay, so what you do is you just add the top numbers together. Keep the 16 the same. 5 16. Okay. You guys feel like we need to take a practice after lunch? You'll be able to work together as a group to get these done? Okay, if we work together as a group, I think you can. Okay, let's go back to our seats after this position. Okay, I see, first person I see in activist position is Amber. She's going to get $1. I see Adonis in an activist position. He'll get $1. Shauna's in activist position. Yes, first group with everyone in activist position will get $1. I was waiting for Kanae. She's got